What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to showcase some Primate gameplay in the Go Battle League. This Pokemon is one of the most high-risk, high-reward kind of Pokemon in the game. It has Rage Fist, which is one of the spammiest moves in the game, only taking 4 Karate Chops to reach, and then Close Combat, a move that debuffs your defense stat, but if you land it, it does critical damage against almost any Pokemon you're going to fight. This Pokemon's coverage is amazing, its pacing is insane. The only problem is it is pretty squishy, but it's a lot of fun to use. Now, real quick, before we get into the battles, I want to ask if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. Alright, first opponent of the day. We're gonna see Corviknight into Shadow Talonflame. You know, that is somehow the worst thing I could see here. Maybe it's not unplayable, though. Okay. Oh, it's on Peck! You've got to be joking me? Well, then, never mind. That is maybe one of the worst things I could see. Peck Shadow Talonflame is not something I was expecting whatsoever. Maybe I should have stayed in. Like, my... Wow. This is so bad. Why? Why is this here? I don't know. You know, maybe it's still playable. Maybe it's not the end of the world. It's hard to say what's about to happen here. I'm going to go for the close combat just in case they try to catch, which I didn't see a catch come through. But what a weird way to start out the day. Peck Shadow Talonflame, which is probably going to end up sweeping us. No, they let it go. So they must be either really good into Corviknight or really bad into Primeape. And it looks like they might just be good into Corviknight because, I mean, Shadow Machamp is a little bit scary to try to face off against, right? It's a Pokemon that has access to Dynamic Punch. It has access as well to Karate Chop to build so much energy very quickly. Man, I bet there's a second fighter in the back. I would imagine that's the team that we're seeing right now. Okay, we get a boost there, which is kind of cool, I guess. They're at 7, so either 1 away from double cross chop or 2 away from a cross chop if they go for a bigger move. They actually close combat us. Interesting. Primeape in the back line. Okay, I almost certainly get a shield here. The main problem is I don't know if I can knock this out super easily just with a Mud Bomb. It's a non-shadow, right? So... I mean, how much damage do I realistically do here? I'm going to no-shield this because I know for a fact that if they boost, then I take a lot more damage, right? So always no-shield the first move. It's likely a Rage Fist. And now the big question is, what do they throw? They're at 9, so they could have a close combat right now if they want to throw it, or an Ice Punch potentially. It really depends on their moveset here to see just how good or bad this is going to be for us. Okay, they let that go. Okay, this is going to get really annoying now because I have the option to catch, but they know I have the option to catch. So it's like, what do they do? And what do I do here? I don't know what to do. We'll see, I guess, what the right choice is. I'm gonna go here, I think, honestly, for just a dumb play. Okay, we get a catch here. If they have a close combat on Primeape, they win this game either way. But if they are only at a Rage Fist right now, there is a chance for me to win. So Rage Fist doesn't knock us out just yet, and I have a Mud Bomb. But if they have close combat, this is just enough anyway, right? So I think we're cooked. They're gonna throw the close combat. You know, that was like maybe the worst way that could have played out. I guess I should have stayed in the lead against the Peck Talonflame. I don't even know what to say. That's insane. Okay, well, surely we see less Peck Talonflames in the future. Another fighter. I guess people are trying out fighters today. And I mean, my team's not necessarily weak to them, but I don't really have a fighting resist on the team, right? So it does make things a little bit more scary. Where it's like, what do they want to do? Do they want to just try to shield through this and go for close combats? Do they try to bait us with Night Slashes? And also, what's in the backline? Do I have play in the backline with my team? I get a boost, which is kind of cool. Alright. They're at 9, so back-to-back close combat plus Night Slash. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for a nuke first. Yeah, they do. And now they're going to go for just the Night Slash. I could have gone for a catch here maybe on my Primeape. That could have been a cool play, potentially, but I can also just guarantee that this thing either has to switch out, or that I get it farmed out with my own Primeape. Okay, they swap out. I would not be surprised if it's Aegislash in the back right now. I've seen that team quite often. Aegislash, Grumpig, and Pangoro as the lead. If that's the case, my Primeape is going to have a lot of work to do this game, but I think there is a chance we can win this one. Alright, Mud Bomb is able to put them down to about half HP. Psybeams are adding up against us, but I mean, I guess we'll see what they want to do. They likely Shadow Ball here, right? Or they Dynamic Punch, okay, weird. I would have taken quite a bit less damage from that if I would have let it go, but I kind of figured they'd go for the big attack Because if they went for the Shadow Ball, they could try to Psywave us down, which I think would be a good play. They do shield that up. And now they're likely going to Shadow Ball again, although it's not quite enough damage here to knock us out. They might try to go for a catch at some point too, which is going to be really annoying if they try to do. Oh, they actually go for the catch, and I fall for it so hard. With that said, like, honestly, we're not in a terrible spot here, because I can at least, like, if there is what I think there is in the backline, I think my Primate can still put in some work here, and my low HP Ufisk even might still have a lot of play. I can't believe they got the catch up. I was like, I think I psyched myself out there, honestly. Alright, show me the Primate. It's going to come back in, but it's going to let me ramp up a little bit, which is going to be maybe good. My Ufisk is still around as well, potentially, as like a way to get something done. I'm just going to go for back-to-back Rage Fist. There's no reason to worry about HP if it is Aegis Slash in the back. So, I want to get as much energy here as I can. And now, I guess we just play the waiting game of seeing what's in the backline. They let that go. Is it Aegis Slash? It is. Big surprise. And now I guess I should have boosted instantly. They're at 5. But do they know how much energy I have? It's a decent amount of damage. 9. Did they CMP us is going to be the next big question here. If that was a CMP, we're in a little bit of trouble. 10. Okay, they didn't CMP. I have a lot of energy on my Ufisk. At least I have a little bit of energy, I should say. I'm going to just swap in here. Oh my goodness, let's go. They didn't realize I had that one extra Thundershock lead. What a weird game. What a weird game. I knew the team, and honestly, it's a little bit annoying for our backline. I mean, Aegis Slash is pretty good for us, but that Grumpig is so free into what we have. That could have been so bad if they would have played it out a little bit differently, but being able to get that energy on Primate just barely won us the game. Alright, next game. Hopefully we stop seeing so many fighters and we get a good lead. You know, that's fine. I'd rather see this here than on my backline. Ufisk is pretty neutral, but I mean, especially Primate is not amazing to this Pokemon, so we'll see what they want to do. And for now, they are staying in. Malamar does do 2 damage with Psywave, which is actually kind of crazy, right? The fast move pressure, despite being resisted, adds up quite a bit. And, I mean, my Sand attacks add up against them too, right? But it's a pretty neutral matchup for, you know, what it should be. I'm going to go just, I think, straight Air Cutter here. It allows me to get to 2 moves. I might even get a boost if I'm lucky. And a boost makes it so 2 Air Cutters do a decent amount more damage than just a single payback. But no boost, so I guess we're just not good at this game. I guess I'm going to go for the payback now. I do survive a superpower if they end up throwing it. And once this Malamar goes down, I'm really hoping that my Primate is going to be just a little bit more safe in the back. They do Foul Play. All right. But do they shield this? If they shield this, then I probably want to switch out. I don't want to give a farm down over to them. But if they no shield, then they get knocked out. Okay, well, what's going to come in? Maybe I shouldn't have brought this in, but, like, I did, so we'll see how it's going to go. Oh, I actually just get both shields here pretty easily. That's nice. I didn't really want to give a farm down to a Shadow Typhlosion, which, I mean, maybe it's a bad play that I'm going to give them 5 Incinerates of energy from my Primate, but I'm at least going to guarantee 2 shields from it, as well as just kind of Karate Chop them down into range where, I mean, even fast move pressure could kind of start chipping them down quite a bit. They're going to be at back-to-back Blast Burns, though, as I was saying. They have it right now. But their big question is going to be, what do I have in the back, and how do they want to play this out, given what I have? Alright. They end up going just instantly for a charge attack here. I would imagine they don't ever go for a Thunder Punch bait, but honestly, even if they do, it doesn't really help them that much. Yeah, big Blast Burn. Okay, okay. I don't know if you guys saw what just happened there, but I actually waited for just a second, because I figured by waiting, I could kind of dupe them into thinking that I was about to swap out. And then I actually made them swap out instead. So I think we're in a pretty good spot here. We'll see, though, how they play this out, because I still need energy for that Typhlosion later on. 2 Aqua Tails will do a lot of damage to us, right? Yeah. But I think my Corviknight here is healthy enough I don't get farmed down by Poison Stings. So, I should be able... Ooh. Dang it, man. Oh, no. Uh-oh. I might be in a lot of trouble now, because I think I'm going to have to take an Aqua Tail here, because they have a Blast Burn loaded, and I don't know if I survive the Aqua Tail at this point. I think they got me, actually. I thought I was going to be able to potentially force them to throw energy a little bit sooner than that. But yeah, they have a Blast Burn. I can't shield the Aqua Tail. Oh, man, that's on me. I almost played pretty well there, but I just kind of fumbled it at the end. That's so sad. All right, next game. We gotta not lose this one. I think we had a good chance of winning that last game, and we just threw it away, you know, because sometimes we're bad at this game. And we see a Wigglytuff on the lead, which honestly is not terrible. Oh, interesting. They come in Empoleon here, so they will bait out my Primate, which is fine, because here's the thing. While I do have to go down shields in this matchup, I don't think Wigglytuff is going to want to take boosted close combats. I could have also come in Ufisk here, but I honestly didn't think that would be the best play I could go for, because by coming in Ufisk, I have to take a Hydro Cannon to the face, right? That's going to do a lot of damage. It is a little bit of an awkward matchup for us. I might actually have to double shield this, because I'm a non-Shadow Primate. But honestly, as I said, I think that is fine. Double shielding here, while it is a little bit inefficient when there's a Charmer still left on the field, I have close combats. I can do so much damage right back to that Wigglytuff. So, we'll try our best. Maybe a bit of a risky bait here, but I don't think I get to a close combat plus a second close combat. But I do get a Rage Fist plus a close combat here. They actually call the first. That's kind of crazy, but, you know, well played on their part. With that said, I still get my next close combat off. So either I get a knockout here, or I get a shield, which is pretty nice. They do shield? Okay. Guess I shouldn't have gone for the bait the first time, right? What is this? Is that a Turtonator? That's kind of cool. It's also kind of scary here. But I think, like, at least we can get some Mud Bombs off against them. At least 2 Mud Bombs, right? They throw in slightly suboptimal timing here, which means that I do get a Thundershock sneak. A little bit of extra energy. Yeah, Dragon Claw's not going to quite put us into farm down range, so they will have to throw a second attack against us. And honestly, even these Thundershocks are adding up a little bit. Dude, Turtonator in the back is not exactly what I was expecting. We'll see how it goes. They do let that go. Okay. I mean, they have to shield this, right? And they are basically in Air Cutter range, so honestly, maybe we're not in a terrible position still. They're at 2, so they have a Dragon Claw ready to go. They do shield. And they throw almost instantly. All right. Probably a Brutal Swing. Does Brutal Swing even knock us out, actually? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. No, they do Dragon Claw, so they guarantee the KO. Kind of surprised they swap back in Wigglytuff, actually. I kind of figured they'd want to try to get some Incinerate damage against us, because 2 Icy Winds don't quite knock us out. Although they do instantly land a debuff into us, which could be bad if I don't get a boost. But I can also just kind of use this as a matchup to build up extra energy to maybe even get a payback off into that Turtonator if I have to. But Turtonator should be energy dry. So I don't know how much of a threat it really is at this point. Super effective Sand Attack, even debuffed, should add up quite a bit against them. And then my Air Cutter, especially if I get a boost at some point, will easily knock them out. I'm just going to instantly throw. If I don't take another Icy Wind, then it's going to be really hard for that Turtonator to survive at the range that it's at. Air Cutter should get the KO. And then, I mean, even if they get to a Brutal Swing, I don't think that's going to knock us out here. Yeah, we just get the Air Cutter off. And I mean, even at -4, I bet this Air Cutter would still basically knock out. So I think we're fine, despite not getting boosts. Air Cutter comes through, knocks out the Turtonator. And there's our boost, because, like, why wouldn't we get it right at the end of the game? Nice. Okay, Florges in the lead. Kind of where I want to see it. I don't really have a great counter to this, despite a Steel type on paper being good into a Fairy. The main problem with this is they just spam out guaranteed debuffs, and I don't get guaranteed boosts. So if I don't boost early on in this matchup, I start doing such little damage. With that said, getting rid of Florges for my backline is still pretty nice no matter what. You see a Mudshot Diggersby come in, which is good to see here. I'm a little bit soft to Diggersby with my team. And since it's on Mudshot, the fast move pressure doesn't add up all that much here. And, I mean, I can survive 1 Scorching Sands. So, we'll just let that go. And our Karate Chops here are going to be putting in so much work. I'll CMP on this attack. Looks like that was a Fire Punch they threw. Makes a lot of sense. And I think even the fact that I'm debuffing my defense stat here, it's still going to be kind of a hard farm down for them. I should have gone for a Rage Fist. You know, it's one of those 50-50 calls you can always try to go for, but man, if you get that wrong, it is just catastrophic. So I did not go for it. Okay, they might try to catch this, but I'm very fine if they catch a close combat of all things, right? I'm really not that scared of this Diggersby when it's this low on HP. I would imagine they just let this go. Yeah. And honestly, now I'm just going to switch out and save my energy here. I feel like energy there is going to be a little bit more useful than potentially just sacrificing it. And I mean, Charge Bug, sure, not the best Pokemon to see, but are they really going to want to just no-shield a payback? Or, you know, I guess an Air Cutter potentially after this if they do no-shield this. Yeah, they do shield the payback. So at least we get that shield down. And I mean, I still have some energy on my Primeape, right? And I have a shield, I have a Ufisk. I think we're still in a pretty good spot this game. I have ways to clear debuffs. I've chipped down this Charger Bug into about Mud Bomb range. So I think we're looking like we're in a pretty good spot here. I would love it if for some reason they undercharge this, but I don't really see much of a reason for them to really do that. I guess we'll see. Yeah, they just knock us out. But now we bring in Ufisk here, and we absorb the damage that we can. Okay. That should be fine. I mean, Chilling Water is going to hurt a little bit, but I'm going to let this go either way. Because if I just let this move go, I go for a Mud Bomb now, and now I think I can come in Primeape here. And that should just win us the game. Because Primeape should even get a close combat off against this thing. I've cleared my... what's it called? I've cleared my defense drop. So I survived the Fairy Wind. I get my close combat through. This should knock out. And Charge Bug will get one extra fast move through, but they need 3 X-Scissors from this range to knock out my Ufisk. And all I need is a single Mud Bomb. So I think we're fine. We'll shield the first, force them to go for another one here in just a second. But as I said, they need 3 X-Scissors here. This one plus 2 more to be able to knock us out. They're at the next, so they need to be 1 Volt Switch away from their next move here to be able to win this game. Let's see if they are or not. I don't win CMP, so I'm going to do 3 and throw anyway, because there's no reason not to. Yeah, they're not quite there. It's not as spammy of a move as it could be. X-Scissor is cheap, but it's not a 35 energy move, so we're able to outpace. We go for the Mud Bomb. This should easily knock out the Charger Bug. There we go, nice. You know, a little bit of a shaky set here. I think it's a 3-2 though, right? Let me check. I think it was a 3-2, which is positive. I think there were a couple of games, though, in this set that I definitely could have played a little bit better, and probably either guaranteed a win, or at least made the wins that I got a little bit more confident. But I think that we can still make it work. Let's keep going. Next battle. We will see Corviknight up against Wigglytuff. Okay. Once again, this is kind of where I want to see it, right? We don't have a lot of ways to deal with this in the backline, at least not a lot of easy ways. Icy Wind would do a lot to Ufisk, and Charm obviously is pretty good into Primeape. We also have to keep in mind here that we don't want to be in a spot where they just chip us down and potentially there's like a ground type in the back. Because I do see a lot of the time there could be like a Diggersby in the back with Wigglytuff, or potentially like Quagsire. And if that's the case, then my Ufisk also wants to avoid that. We got a boost on the first move, which is so huge, because not only does that mean I can not take as much damage here from the Icy Wind. Well, okay, that's a lie. Not only will I still do a lot of damage after the Icy Wind, I should say, but also the Sand Attack damage that I got before that debuff actually puts them pretty close to range where the next 2 Air Cutters could be enough to knock out. Yeah, let's see if they stay in. And they are staying in, okay. And they're still staying in, alright. Air Cutter here, not going to be quite enough damage to knock out from this range. If I got a second boost, it would be. Where's my second boost? I guess I shouldn't get greedy here. But we just get a full farm down. And we're a neutral Corviknight. We have a lot of energy. We can see if we want to save the energy. And honestly, yeah, I think I do. Because Ufisk, sure, it's kind of an annoying Pokemon to see. But I don't want to be in a spot where I let them farm me all the way down. Then they have a lot of energy for my Primeape, as well as my own Ufisk. I'm just going to go instantly for a Rage Fist. And start ramping up as quickly as I can. They are staying in this matchup, which makes me think that something in the backline might not want to see fighting type damage. With that said, I don't really want to shield a Mud Bomb, not just yet. I can just start overfarming here, and karate chopping them into a range where potentially I can knock them out here just with a Rage Fist. They're at 6, likely a Discharge coming through, so they should be 3 away from their next move. Let's see what they want to do. I still have my, my Corviknight if I need it. Okay, I'm going to go for the close combat, just in case they get a little bit greedy here, and they try to go for a no-shield on what could be a Rage Fist. I have back-to-back, they didn't CMP us, so I can actually just go for double if they want to let me. Oh. Interesting. Ludicolo in the back. Okay. Well, we get a shield here. And I think this might just knock us out with that Astonish. Yeah, it does. That's good. I guess I bring in my Stunfisk here, honestly. Just to force them to go for Weather Balls or debuff themselves. 7. Let's see what they're going to go for. I would imagine they have to go straight Weather Ball here, but maybe they can try to cheese out like a Leaf Storm and then maybe still have enough damage for my Corviknight. 8. Let's see what they're going to do. I'm going to no-shield this and hope for the best. If they do Leaf Storm, then that's going to be probably the scariest situation. They Weather Ball, though, so we survive that. 9. So they're at 2 past the move right now. But I can force them to throw energy here before my next discharge. Okay. I think I have to let this go. And I have to try to get to 2 moves with my Corviknight. Ludicolo is going to put in some work here, potentially. Because, I mean, if a Weather Ball lands, I just get knocked out. And honestly, they might just get there. It's a pretty spammy Pokemon, all things considered. Air Cutter gets the shield. And I think I'm 4 away, so I can't CMP if they're at back-to-back now. But no, okay, never mind. Looks like they were 2 Astonishes away from back-to-back moves. And luckily, that huge farm down I got against that Wigglytuff means that I can have enough energy just to barely outpace them, knock out the Ludicolo, and get the win. Okay, Ludicolo is actually a little bit of a scary Pokemon for the team. Even Corviknight doesn't have a consistent way to knock it out, saying Sand Attack does nothing. But luckily, the energy that we had in that lead matchup was able to bail us out there in the end. Next opponent, Corviknight into Typhlosion. Yikes. I don't like this matchup, believe it or not, but I'm going to just bring in my Primeape here immediately. And I can go for a Rage Fist. Okay, actually, they switch out into an Azumarill. I was going to say, I can instantly Rage Fist the Typhlosion if they stay in, but if they swap, then I guess I'm going to take this as an opportunity to try to just brute force my way through this, and try to get some shields down this game if I can. We'll see how this goes, though, because I know Azumarill is a pretty bulky Pokemon, right? And I'm a non-Shadow Primeape, which means 2 things. 1, I'm not going to be able to knock him out with 3 Rage Fists, and 2, I'm still taking a lot of damage here from my bubbles, because I'm still a Primeape, right? So, I don't know how this is going to play out exactly, but they do throw on alignment for some reason there, which is pretty nice. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to close combat, because I think what they're going to do here is I think they're going to try to let this go. And close combat does actually quite a bit more damage than their Rage Fist. If they do let this through, I get the knockout. Nice. And now if they come back in Typhlosion, I can go for a close combat here and just get my shield back. With that said, I am very scared about what a Shadow Blast Burn is likely going to do to my Ufisk. It's basically going to one-shot us, despite the fact I'm not weak to it, right? Incinerate damage as well is going to add up quite a bit. So we'll see. I mean, I can survive this, but the big question is, can I get to another move after this? I don't know if I can. I think I might just get knocked out. But they switch? Interesting. So they give me a little bit of wiggle room here this game. I know they likely have Thunder, but I think this is good that I at least have a way to build up energy this game. They're at 5, so they have a Thunder right now. They do instantly throw it. Maybe I should have shielded that? I don't know. 3. Man, wait. Ferrothorn's actually doing more damage here than I thought it would. Maybe we're in a bit of a dicey spot. If I get a boost, I'm not. Oh, nice. Thank you, boost. That boost is going to now make it so 2 Air Cutters should be enough to knock this out, because now my Sand Attacks are doing more damage. That boost actually might be clutch. They do Thunder again. They should be 4 away from their next one. 2. Okay. I think this is fine. I think we're fine here. But I guess we'll see. There's always a chance we're not fine. Oh, well, I mean, they let that go, so I think we're really fine then. Because now I just go for 2 discharges into this, and then I win. Because I have to go for a full move here. Ferrothorn has really no bait moves, right? It's on Power Whip, and it's on Thunder, as we've seen. So we should just be able to get to 2 moves here, unless they're only 2 away from their next move right now, which I don't think they are, right? All right, they shield that up. We have the discharge ready to go. And we actually lose, because never mind, they were closer than I thought they were. Oh, man. No, I thought we were going to win this game. I thought we danced our way around that. I'm actually really surprised that was enough. Dang it. Okay, well, I disrespected Ferrothorn, and I guess I paid the price. All right, well, let's not lose to Ferrothorn again. That was kind of crazy. Corviknight into Furret. Okay. There is a chance that they're running Brick Break. I've seen a couple of Brick Break Furrets recently, but I've also seen a lot of Trailblaze Furrets still, so it's like I don't really know what to expect anymore. If they are on Brick Break, then I'm going to swap out and clear my debuff. Oh, well, actually, they're going to be the ones to swap. And they do bank a lot of energy, But since I don't waste any energy myself, and because I do have either my Corviknight or my Primeape that are pretty good answers depending on the moveset of that Furret, I think I'm in a pretty good spot. They're going to go for a Payback here, but Payback does not do anywhere near as much damage as they'd want. I outpaced 2 discharges, so despite the fact it doesn't one-shot or anything, I do get the second one off pretty quickly. And I'll either force a Trailblaze out of that Furret if they do have it, or potentially I'll force them to go for, like, 2 Swifts, maybe. Alright, Discharge here. Should be able to pick up a knockout from this range. I'd honestly love a shield. If they shield this up, I think they're in a pretty bad spot. If they no-shield it, they're still in a bad spot, but slightly better than they could be. Okay. They actually let us get this move off. That's weird. Okay. What do I want to do? Honestly, I might swap. Because, like, I don't really want to give them the opportunity to just farm up a lot more energy there. And there's a chance I still need my Ufisk for the backline. This could be a payback. They likely need to shield this. They don't shield, though, because they're crazy. Oh, what a catch by them. I guess. They waited a turn, I think. I don't even know what happened there, because I didn't see the Talonflame come in. I kind of needed to bait this out, I guess. This is so scary. Oh my goodness. Do we lose? We might actually just lose this game because of Shadow Talonflame in the back. We'll see, though. I know at this point that we have... Oh, we got a shield? Maybe that's helpful. Do I survive this Incinerate? I don't. Okay. They just have so much energy, though. Across the board, right? Not just here. They have, like, 100 energy on that Furret, which I really hate. Okay. What I want to have happen here is I want them to switch out now. If they switch out, I'm pretty happy. Did you Flame Charge? Okay, that's also maybe a good thing. Nice. This is what I wanted to see. Because now not only do they clear their boost, but they give me energy on my Primeape. And as long as I survive the Swift from this Primeape plus like an Incinerate, I should be fine. Unless they get to 2 Swifts here. We'll see. Do they have Swift or Brick Break that they throw? They do Swift. Are they at a second? They are not. I think we're fine then. Because I think now they're in range where a Rage Fist knocks out. They are. And because they went for double Flame Charge instead of throwing a Fly, they should not be at the next move just yet. They should have to go for another Incinerate. Actually, they might even be dry either way. Yeah, okay, nice. That's that was a tricky game because I didn't expect the Talonflame in the backline. I played it out a little bit worse than I could have, but I mean, I needed to bait out the Talonflame, right? I absolutely had to. All right, next opponent. We will see Corviknight into Wigglytuff. Why are there so many Wigglies today? I mean, it's a good thing that I'm seeing it with my Corviknight lead, though, right? We'll see if they want to stay in here. I mean, it really depends on what's in the backline to see how much play I'm going to have with my Corviknight. And they are staying in, which is kind of interesting. I'll throw the Air Cutter before the Icy Wind to avoid getting debuffed, but I mean, again, it's like, how much play does my Corviknight have this game, and is it bad that they're staying in here? No boost this time on the first, but I mean, that's still fine. Corviknight, even if it doesn't get that boost, still has a pretty neutral matchup here. I really hate saying that. It should not be a neutral matchup. This should be a good matchup. But here we are in a neutral matchup with the Steel type into a Fairy. And we're going to try our best to just whittle it down so our Primeape doesn't have to see it. Or at the very least, that a Primeape doesn't have to, like, completely brute force its way through this matchup. Okay, we don't get a boost there. Which is still fine. But, I mean, a boost at some point here would have been nice. Even a boost on that last one, right? Would have made it so my next Air Cutter here do quite a bit more damage. But this might be a decent farm down range, actually. Which could be good. Maybe what I do, I might survive Icy Wind. If I do, I think I bank this move that I have right now. I do survive it. I might take a Charm or two. Looks like 2 Charms on my Primeape. But I think I'm fine taking that. Okay. We bait out a Toadscruel. And we have an Air Cutter loaded. I think my play here is just go 3 Rage Fists into an Air Cutter. And hope the final Pokemon is not a hard counter into my Ufisk. 5. Okay. They could no-shield this technically, but I don't know if that's a good play on their part. What do they do? They do shield, nice. 6, okay. Do they wrap us? I would imagine they do, but I think I still survive a Mud Slap, even if they go for that. They do wrap. 7. Alright. And now is gonna be... Do I go for the combo play or not? Oh, they let that go, so no, definitely not. Oh, and let's go! The final Pokemon, luckily, is not a second Mud Slapper. It's a Fortress, which is maybe one of the better things I could have seen here. I was really worried this game that the final Pokemon was just going to be, I don't know, like a Gastrodon or a Marowak. But no, it's the Fortress, and we have an Air Cutter still loaded on our Corviknight. We survive 2 Sandtombs here really easily. So we just no-shield this for sure. We go for another Thundershock into a Mud Bomb. Oh my goodness! Oh. Wait, that is less than I thought it would. Earthquake, right. I guess that is an option. When I saw Earthquake, dude, my life flashed before my eyes. Luckily, it's, you know, it's still a non-stab Earthquake. It's not going to do that much. Okay. And, I mean, at this point, we have that Air Cutter, right? As I've been talking about this whole game, we have the Air Cutter in the back line. So no matter what happens here, this game should be over. Even if they Rock Tomb bait us, honestly, like, they're in fast move farm down range too. It's not even gonna matter. The Earthquake, we shield. Toadscruel likely comes back in to try to do something, but I bet I Thundershock this down. Yeah, I do. That's kind of embarrassing, honestly, for the poor Toadscruel. There we go. Nice, we got the win. Alright, for Alligator in the lead. Interesting Pokemon to see. I'm actually gonna instantly bring in my Primeape here, just to start building up energy and ramping up my damage as quickly as we can, because, I mean, Corviknight, sure, it's fine into for Alligator, but I wouldn't really call it the best matchup that I could be in. If I get a Rage Fist off against them, though, they're going to be in range now where potentially even just a single Air Cutter could be enough to knock them out. And wow, they're staying in this matchup. I'm really surprised with that. Because by staying in here, now they kind of have to commit to just staying in completely, or else I have so much energy for whatever comes in. Okay, they actually switch, though. And they CMP on an Aquatail. Makes sense, I suppose. But we also kind of did need to bait this out, right? Could be a close combat. Likely we get a shield. We don't get a shield because, you know, why shield a move that could one-shot you? But I think we're still in a pretty good spot here. Because, I mean, sure, I'm down 2 shields already this game, but Primeape has put myself into a pretty good position where now I can kind of just dance around. I can save a lot of energy there for the backline, and hopefully my Rage Fists or close combats against whatever's in the back will be useful. Aquatail does a little bit of damage, but it doesn't even put me into Hydro Cannon range, so they need to throw a second one if they want to be able to knock us out. Oh, interesting. They're actually staying in here. So I can Air Cutter, snipe down this energy, or get a shield. I would imagine they shield, though, right? Oh, they let that go? That's a lot of energy down the drain. Okay, I mean, they have to go for a Hydro Cannon here to knock us out. And again, they let us throw the move first. I don't know why they're doing that, but I'm very fine with it. In comes the Air Cutter. Do we get a shield? I would have to imagine so, right? Yeah, they do shield. Do I survive the Hydro from here? If I do, I'm so happy. I don't know if I do, though. It's going to be really close. We survive it on 1 HP. We get the Air Cutter off, and they can't shield it, so I have back-to-back Rage Fists on my Primeape, right? This is looking way better than it was a second ago. Corviknight's put in so much work here. We'll just let Corv go down. Actually, we will not let Corv go down, because, like, why let Corv go down when it's an Empoleon in the back, and all you need is 2 close combats? Okay. Alright. You know, it's a triple water team, although it was not the classic Quagsire lead. It was actually for Alligator in the lead. So they were so weak to my Ufisk, and I didn't even need it, because Primeape is just so dumb that it's able to put in this much work. Okay, nice. That's just a clean one-shot. I always love that with Primeape. A 4-1 set here. That's not too bad, though. More Pecco. Hello. Cash that in. 2950. Climbing back up. This team was a lot of fun to use. I know that while there are a few weaknesses of the team, you know, especially like Malamar is a little bit safe into the lineup, and even Ufisk is a Pokemon I don't have a great answer to myself, I feel like this team is still a lot of fun. Give it a go if you want to try out Primeape. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.